I think for me, whereas I'm not really the spokesperson for the police, but I can allude to the fact that we have worked with them quite a bit. I think there's been the long-term challenge of the stereotypes and attitudes that the public has towards the police, and which has been addressed to some extent. One, we've been able to engage in a lot of training with police officers, and quite frankly, a number of them are sensitized. They know what needs to happen. So what we are calling upon the public is to also cooperate with the police, because how the criminal justice system works in Kenya is it's the police who act on behalf of an aggrieved party in criminal matters. So we need to have the public report the cases, and there are mechanisms for the public to report where they have availed reports to the police and they've not been taken seriously. There are various channels which the Inspector General has always alluded to. So let that not be a deterrence for the public to report, because unless they report, exactly, these cases might not go far. So let them take a chance, let them report, let them have records of cases where they've reported and the police have not been able to take up action. And that's where institutions such as FIDA come in, because then we are able, through evidence, to go to the highest of the police offices, which is the IG's office, to indicate on this date, in this place, this report was availed to the police station and nothing was done. So let's not shy away from reporting. And even within the curfew hours, I think we have availed a number of toll-free numbers, and even the police numbers of 999 still work. Let them report these cases. But again, the clarion call is for families, for persons who are in abusive relationships. Let us not wait until it's too late. The challenge that we have in Kenya, because it's important to mention, is we need more investment, for instance, in shelters, and we're trying to work closely with the government, because ideally would have what we call safe homes or halfway homes for abused parties to stay. However, even in countries or jurisdictions where these facilities are available, they are never enough for everyone.
For everybody.
So that's why we are, so that's why we are calling for citizens to be empowered. Whether you're a woman or a man, violence is not acceptable. So if you're in a situation where you're facing violence, and especially to our younger Kenyans, because you're seeing increasingly a lot of violence is affecting the youth in Kenya. Let them not stay in those relationships. There are better options. You don't need to stay in until it's too late.
Okay. And of course, we do not want to encourage people, as soon as probably you notice one, two things, probably leave, because there's some people who will tell you, what about my children? You know, what happens to them? So again, it's depending on, let's say, the level of you know, abuse that's happening in the relationship. But then again, of course, in Europe, they're talking about 8%. That is in the increase of cases of violence. But in Kenya, I think the CJ talked about an aspect of either 32 or 38%, and that is, you know, amounting for the levels of abuse in the country. There are some people who are living with the perpetrator. And like you said earlier on, this probably for some people, this has been happening for a long time. It's just that they've not been reporting. But for some who, let's say, have started now, during, I mean, for the fact that we are in quarantine, you know, all of us, let's say we are at home, what happens? Because I'm living with this person, if I report and probably they find out that